Since the 1st of July, the organising committee of the Games and the Japanese authorities have tested over 600,000 people, and we've had less than 400 positives, 385, which suggests that this has been, as promised, a safe and secure Games. Since the beginning of this pandemic, the World Health Organization, and Dr. Tedros in particular, has emphasized to the world that the way out of the pandemic is through applying public health and social measures, such as social distancing, wearing masks and hand hygiene, and backing that up by a comprehensive and effective test, track and trace program. And that's been the view of the WHO since the beginning of the pandemic. And what Tokyo has just done in a historic way is prove that that advice is the right advice. And by following basic public health measures, and by layering on top of that the testing program, we have shown it is possible to keep a pandemic at bay. And that is a very important lesson from Tokyo to the rest of the world. And I congratulate them for it. I think what's important too is to learn how effective these measures were. And that we knew the measures should work. And part of the measure of effectiveness is how well they were implemented. And what we've learned over the course of the last 4 weeks is that they were implemented extremely well by the authorities here. The testing program, beside the huge numbers, behind that there's a huge team of people from the organising committee and the Tokyo Metropolitan Government who worked to make sure all those tests were done, were followed up, the results were processed, the contacts were identified. And that logistical challenge is something that we need to learn for the future as well, because it was a huge amount of work for a very hard-working team across in the disease centre. In terms of follow-up, yes, we will continue to work with the Japanese authorities and with the national teams so that we can try and pick up both cases that might arise from teams who've gone home and the situation that continues in Tokyo after the Games, so we can keep making those linkages and keep exploring the data. So that will continue after the Games.